The ultimate trail camera strategy: pre-season, in-season, and post-season. Welcome to Bucks Unlimited Outdoors, the place where we break down real-world hunting strategies to help you hunt smarter and tag bigger bucks. If you're serious about putting a mature whitetail on the ground, you need to be running your trail cameras the right way. In today's video, we're diving into exactly how to set your cameras for every phase of the season: pre-season, in-season, and post-season. Before we talk placement, the power of historical data. Before we dive into where to put cameras, let's talk about something that's even more important: historical data. If you want to be a consistently successful hunter, you need to understand that mature bucks are creatures of habit. One of the most valuable things you can track is a buck's year-over-year movement patterns. I firmly believe that as a buck gets older, he will repeat behaviors almost to the day every year. This is more useful than relying on a camera giving me live intel. If you've got a buck you have history with, tracking his movements over multiple years can allow you to predict where he will be in the upcoming season. How to track historical data. Keep a logbook. Write down dates, locations, wind conditions, and deer sightings. Use digital mapping apps. Mark exact locations of buck encounters year after year. Compare trail camera data. Review old footage to look for recurring movement patterns. Many hunters focus too much on real-time camera intel, but historical data is what will make you a lethal hunter. If you keep track of where a buck has been and the days he has used those locations, you can almost predict where he will be in the upcoming season. Pre-season trail camera strategy: summer, early fall. The pre-season is all about gathering inventory and understanding what bucks are using your area. This is the time of year when bachelor groups are still together, feeding patterns are predictable, and bucks are focused on high-protein food sources. Best pre-season camera locations. Mineral sites, where legal. Bucks need minerals in the summer for antler growth and body development. Setting a camera over a mineral site is one of the best ways to get clear daylight photos of bucks and track their growth. Summer food sources: soybeans, clover, alfalfa, and lush green fields attract deer all summer. Setting cameras on entry and exit routes to these fields allows you to identify which bucks are using the area and when. Water sources. Hot summer temps mean deer will frequent water holes. This is especially true in dry climates. A camera over a small secluded water source can reveal hidden bucks that might not otherwise show up. The end of August is when I start shifting my strategy, because this is when bucks begin breaking off from their bachelor groups and start establishing fall ranges. In-season trail camera strategy: early fall, rut, late season. The in-season phase is when trail cameras become hunting tools, not just scouting tools. This is when I make my biggest adjustments. Best in-season camera locations. Scrapes. As soon as September rolls in, bucks begin freshening up scrapes. Scrapes are like a buck's social media. Every buck in the area will check them. This is one of my go-to setups throughout the season. Travel corridors and pinch points. Bucks now shift from food sources to moving between bedding and feeding areas. Setting cameras on these corridors gives you real-time intel on buck movement. Mock scrapes. Creating a mock scrape in a prime travel area can be a game changer. Bucks will start using them almost immediately. Staging areas. Mature bucks often hang back in thick cover before entering a field. Placing a camera on a trail leading into a feeding area helps you see daylight movement. My golden rule: I always keep a spare camera in my pack during the season. If I see fresh rubs, scrapes, or a heavy trail while scouting or hunting, I hang a camera immediately to capitalize on new intel. Post-season trail camera strategy: winter, late season, post-rut. The post-season is when you should be gathering long-term intel that will help you for the next year. Best post-season camera locations. Late-season food sources. Bucks that survive the season will focus on food to rebuild energy. Find standing beans, corn, or winter wheat and place cameras nearby. Bedding areas. In late winter, bucks will bed close to food sources to conserve energy. This is one of the few times I'll carefully place cameras near bedding areas, funnels, and pinch points. Bucks are still using the same terrain to move efficiently. Late-season intel can confirm travel routes that will be valuable next year. Shed hunting areas. Placing cameras in areas where bucks drop antlers can help you find which bucks survived and give you a head start for the next season. General trail camera tips. Even with a solid strategy, there are some key principles that will help you get the most out of your trail cameras without spooking mature bucks. These small adjustments can make a massive difference in how effective your cameras are over time. Keep cameras out of bedding areas. I firmly believe that mature bucks have tolerance levels when it comes to human intrusion. A camera in a bedding area may be enough to cause certain bucks to abandon that spot altogether. Instead, focus on travel corridors, staging areas, and feeding zones where deer naturally move without feeling pressure. Elevate your cameras. I always place my cameras 6 to 7 feet in the air. Most deer will never notice a camera that high, keeping them comfortable in the area. This also reduces the chance of deer getting spooked by an unnatural object at eye level. Conceal low cameras. If I'm putting a camera on a post or at a lower height, I always brush it in using grass, brush, corn stalks, or natural cover. The goal is to make the camera blend in with its surroundings, ensuring that bucks aren't drawn to it in a negative way. Find the perfect combination spot. If you can place a camera in an area that has a scrape, a funnel, and a food source all in one, that's a game changer. Bucks will already be using these spots naturally, and you'll get some of the most valuable intel possible. Use battery packs or solar panels. Reducing human pressure is key. I like to use external battery packs or solar panels to extend the battery life of my cameras. The fewer times I have to check and swap batteries, the less pressure and intrusion I create in the area. Trail cameras are just a tool. This is a big one. I do not solely rely on cameras. Too many times, I've seen cameras fail to capture the whole story. Mature bucks are smart, and it doesn't take much for them to dodge a camera. I've seen it firsthand. This is why scouting fresh sign and glassing are just as important as camera data. Cameras give you intel, but boots-on-the-ground knowledge gives you the full picture. Trail cameras are one of the most powerful scouting tools available, but only if used correctly. Knowing where to put them, where not to put them, and how to set them up correctly will give you the best chance at patterning and killing a mature buck. But never forget, cameras don't show everything. Scouting, glassing, and tracking fresh sign will always be just as important as camera intel. Drop a comment below and let me know where you have had the best luck with your trail cameras. And don't forget to subscribe to Bucks Unlimited Outdoors for more game-changing whitetail content.